what's up guys? Thanks so much for stopping by. So after the Halloween episode of Retro Game Lounge where Chuck and I covered our top 5 favorite Halloween games, a lot of you out there had asked me to do an update on the new Retro Game Lounge, you know, the new man cave as it were. As you noticed, a few things looked a little bit different. You know, I maybe changed a few things around, and a lot of you wanted to see that up close, so this video is basically my answer to those requests. So without further ado, let's take a look at Man Cave 2.0. So here we are. First and foremost, this is a birthday present from the official Man Cave store, actually. Little Man Cave clock. That is not neon, by the way, guys. That's LEDs. Just made it look like neon. But it's really cool. You know, didn't have a clock in here, but let me pan around the room for you. So it looks a little bit different. Sure, if you compare it to the first time I did this video, you'll notice that the room has basically done a 180. That over there where the arcade games used to be, that's where the Nintendo and everything else used to be set up, and that's basically on the opposite side of the room. So a few things are still in place, but I basically just took the room and just did a quick 180. It's a little bit more space saving that way, you know, a little bit more space conscious, and I had a lot of stuff to get in here, as you can see. So alright, well, let's cover all the new stuff, shall we? Well, first and foremost, I added a little table, because Chuck and I kind of got tired of not having any place to put our drinks, so just got myself a little coffee table. Really cool. Alright, so I'm sure you guys want to see these. The arcade games. This is original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cabinet that I took off of a guy. It's still actually in incredible shape, considering that it is closing in on 30 years old. Graphics still look really good on it. You know, not perfect, few scuffs here and there, but you know, guys, it works. You know, I mean, all the controls work and everything lights up. Monitor could use a little bit of a refresh. I'll probably eventually upgrade that to an LCD. But other than that, man, I mean, this thing is pretty much tip top. Got it for a very, very reasonable price. I actually got the guy down to 300 bucks. And if you look on eBay for what these things sell for, man, I practically stole it from that guy. So one guy actually had 3 cabinets that I wanted, and basically I was the only guy willing to take all 3 of them, and I have a feeling that's why I got them. So this is one of them. Now I'll show you the second one, the X-Men cabinets, following the flow of Konami up here. By the way, guys, every arcade game that you're going to see in here, I did not plan this. I didn't realize this actually until I was done. Every single one of these is a Konami cabinet. And I just kind of, you know, got everything situated and got everything in there. I was like, holy crap, everything in here is a Konami cabinet. But not intentional, but just found that kind of funny. So, this, unfortunately, it is not an absolutely original X-Men cabinet, despite what you may see. And the reason I know that is, you take a look at this, it was actually originally a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cabinet. And somebody just redid the graphics. I'll probably eventually get a reproduction one just so I can replace this and have it looking good. This one's still in decent shape. The control panel overlay needs a refresh. I actually just got a new one in the mail the other day, so all this will be brand new. Monitor's still okay. I think it needs a capacitor kit for this side. That's why it's a little dark, a little bit fuzzy, but that can be fixed, guys. That's really not that tough. So sorry about the noise. That's my multicade. But really cool, man. Definitely one of my favorite arcade games of all time. Just a really, really sweet 4-player game. They actually did bring out a 6-player version of this game, which, to my knowledge, is the only 6-player arcade game ever made. It was the biggest cabinet you'd ever see. It was basically the size of this, tripled, meaning you had 3 of these screens side by side, and you had a 6-player control panel. I mean, that thing was monstrous. I would absolutely love to have one of those, but I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think I could get it at my front door. So, but really, really cool. And of course, you've seen this one before, the Aliens cabinet. Still rocking, man. Still a really fun game. This is an original Aliens cabinet, by the way. Does need a little bit of love, but hey, it's still kicking. Okay, and this one, excuse me, this is one you guys might have seen before. They've actually sold these at Walmart before. This is a Konami multicade. It's what they call a cabriolet cabinet, meaning it's a much smaller arcade cabinet as compared to these. It's literally half the size. Only weighs about 125 pounds, so it's actually pretty easy to get it upstairs and things like that. But in this one, you actually get, I think it's 12 games all in one. It's basically like when a band releases a greatest hits album, this is basically Konami doing the same thing, kind of all their greatest hits from a particular time period all in one cabinet. So I basically bought this cabinet for 3 specific games, guys. The rest of them, as far as I'm concerned, is just icing on the cake. Since this is Konami, you've got Contra, you've got Blades of Steel, and you've got Castlevania, all in the same cabinet. And the Contra is actually the arcade version. Let me show you that real quick. Doesn't need any coins or anything. It was never set up for that. This one was made strictly for home use. See, there's the arcade Contra. Very cool. And what it's really cool is it comes with a reset button. So if you ever want to get back to the main menu, just tap your reset button, and then it reboots for you, and it takes you back to the main menu where you can pick your screen, or pick your game rather. It's got all the control layouts and stuff like that, so if you want to play different games. There's also a Midway version of these with all of Midway's greatest hits. But a really fun game, man. Really enjoy it. And while we're here, this little guy tucked away under here, this is the original Nintendo toy chest. Pull this out so you can see it. A little bit toasty on the top, but you know what? It's all good. It's still there. Really cool graphics and things on the side. Got Link over there. Really, really neat, man. I've always wanted to get one of these. And really cool, addition to the old school kind of Nintendo aspect of the home arcade here. So really cool. Okay, so a few changes to the we'll call it the retro game cabinet. As you can see, guys, if you compare it to the first time I did this video, this thing is way fuller than it was you saw last time. I've been kind of buying games like a freak here and just loading up this thing. I actually need to get a new bookshelf because, I mean, look at this. It's all the way down to the bottom. This thing is basically full. I'm almost out of room. But another addition here, if I can get my camera to focus, is my official N64 sign that I actually got a really good deal on. And it's been repurposed with new lights on the inside. It's got a nice rocker switch on the back so you can turn it on and off really easy. And just really, really cool to add one up there. I guess now I need a Super Nintendo sign, that I can complete the trifecta up there. But I know you can't see it, but my Sega sign's, there we go. My Sega sign is still up there. That one does not illuminate. But just been really working hard on the retro game collecting, collecting all kinds of stuff. I've got a bunch of TurboGrafx games now. I'm really proud of those, as those are really tough to come by. Sega, Super Nintendo, Sega CDs down there. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All kinds of little knickknacks and things from retro game collecting. So very cool. Still got the beer fridge over there. It's even closer to the couch now, so Chuck was a really big fan of that. Okay, so I've been working on collecting my He-Man figures here. Just kind of line these up on the wall. Got a lot of the old school ones. I'm a really big He-Man collector, guys. This is just one of those things that I remember fondly from my childhood, and I'm really just tickled to death that Mattel actually has a special site for collectors called MattyCollector.com, where you can go to get limited editions of things like He-Man or the DC Universe figures and things like that, and they put out these things specifically, for people like me who like to collect these things, and they come in really ornate boxes and things like that. And it's really cool, to see that this thing is still alive and kicking and that I can still collect these. So very awesome, man. I'm looking forward to expanding this collection. Okay, so that about wraps up the Retro Game Lounge tour, as it were. Just that particular portion of the household. This is just the man cave portion. But I'm actually not done showing you guys things. I've actually got a few more surprises in store, and through the magic of editing, we're gonna go now. So this is my living room, guys. As a member of my family recently told me, it looks like the man cave is basically taking over the rest of the house. So, which I thought was really funny. But this is basically the stuff that I could not fit in the man cave, that I simply did not have room for. Without having to sacrifice having the old school Nintendo stuff up there. If I did that, I could probably fit these up there, but I just didn't want to do that. So we got a little bit of extra space in the living room, so I was able to kind of shoehorn these in there without taking up too much space. So let's take a look at them. Okay, so first we have my Golden Axe 2 Revenge of Death Adder cabinet in really, really good shape. This one is actually, I believe, an original cabinet that has simply been refurbished because the dimensions and everything that I've looked up match as far as the original cabinet. So I'm pretty sure that it is the original nuts and bolts of the cabinet. It's simply been updated. As you can see, the T-piping and everything has been redone. It's been repainted. just gone over it with a fine-tooth comb and repurposed. This side actually does not have a decal. I'm working on getting one of those. But other than that, you got one on this side, nice and colorful. This is basically the main reason I think it's been repurposed. This decal feels way too new. But you know what? That's okay. It's whoever refurbished this thing definitely took their time and researched the cabinet, because they've done a really good job on this. It's very, very, very close to the original cabinet. The guts have all been gone through, upgraded power supply and everything, rocker switch on the top. So again, whoever did this, they did a really good job on modernizing it without really changing too much of the original cabinet. I've always wanted to have a Golden Axe game, and the Golden Axe 2 is definitely my favorite one. As far as I know, guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, I do not remember another Golden Axe game being 4 players. I know 1 was either 2 or 3 players, and I think 3 was 3 players, but I'm not sure, but I think this may be the only one that's 4 players. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I definitely wanted, if I was going to do a Golden Axe game, I didn't want a 2-player version, I wanted a 4-player version. And this was definitely one at the top of my list. I love the second one the best. The character's the coolest. It's got the dwarf riding the giant. He's like, go, 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 every time he moves. I always thought that was funny when I was a kid, when I'd play this game. Really cool. This is actually Chuck's favorite arcade game. He was pretty much beside himself when I showed him that I got one of these, so very awesome. Okay, then we got Kid Nicky over here. You've seen this one before. Just kind of move this one downstairs. Kept the upstairs Konami, I guess, again by accident. Okay, and this one is a type of game that I've always wanted to own. This is Operation Wolf. And I'd mentioned before that, there's several types of arcade games that I'd like to own, and one of them would be a gun shooter. One with an actual physical gun. And guys, this thing is 100% functional. The gun even gives feedback and everything. It's just, the thing is absolutely, tip-top. In the way that it works, and I'm just so elated that I was actually able to get one of these, especially one that's in this good a condition. Let me show you the side art here. The side art's still in shape, man. Look at that. That's so Cold War 80s. I absolutely love it. This just takes me back to my childhood, guys. And this cabinet is in such great shape. And the guy who sold it to me really gave me an awesome deal on it. One thing you'll notice is that the glass here is not original. That actually needs to be replaced. I actually have a replacement down here. I can actually show that to you. So this is what the original glass looked like. Operation Wolf. It kind of had this little graphic that went around it, so I'm going to change the glass out as soon as I get a few free minutes. During its heyday, guys, this particular type of game was huge in the arcade. The kind of shooter, that actually provided feedback, something that actually gave you a gun. These things were so enormous, and so many game companies out there made one. There's a sequel to Operation Wolf called Operation Thunderbolt, which had 2 guns. There's one called Mechanized Attack, which is made by SNK. It's basically their version of Operation Wolf. Just so many great games out there that led to this, this genre kind of exploding in the late 80s and early 90s. So very happy to have this one. So that about wraps up this tour of the Man Cave version 2.0, the new retro game lounge, new and improved. I want to thank everyone so much for stopping by and checking this video out. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed giving you guys this tour. If you are into home arcading or retro gaming or anything like that, and you have a collection that you want to show us on, then I would love to see things like that. Those are honestly the videos that I truly enjoy watching. So feel free to put up a video and send me a link. I'll be happy to check it out and look at what you got. Maybe it'll give me ideas for my collection, as I've gotten so many ideas from a lot of you out there. So again, thanks so much for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you next time.